How unfortunate, doctor. You're also talking about how, the parents, the family was advised to take her to a psychologist, a psychiatrist, but, they were worried about the stigma associated with it. Did the parents try talking to her? Did they try getting help?
Mother tried to convince her that she is not very fat, very fatty. But her mother tried to convince her to take some food. But she didn't take anything. That's what the mother told me. Even she refused drinking water also. It was at that time they consulted a hospital.
Well, if I can get in Dr. Shikha at this point. Uh, Dr. Shikha, if we can have you at this point, Dr. Shikha, it's extremely worrying. It's extremely concerning. Let's just look at the first red flag. She was fat shamed. Absolutely horrible, unacceptable, but something that happens so very often. She was fat shamed and she went to social media. She went to look at what are the options, and she took some extremely drastic steps of reducing her food to a point where she was barely eating anything, and not even drinking normal water. She would have bare minimal hot water. Dr. Shikha, a huge, huge, big red flag. What would you want to say as you hear about this case?
See, the first thing which I would like to say is that it is extremely unfortunate that this young woman has died because of the whole environment, the way it has come up. And one of the things which I would like to clarify over here is this whole concept of low calorie diet is absolutely unscientific and unwarranted, because weight loss
Okay.
has been misunderstood to be eat less, eat low calorie. Whereas what people are actually wanting is fat loss. And for that, you need to eat right, not eat less. But sadly, because the whole messaging is eat less, eat low calorie, intermittent fasting, these youngsters in their heads think eating less is a way to lose weight. Whereas to lose and become healthy fat level, you have to eat right. So eating right is not emphasized, eating less is emphasized. And that is one of the most tragic things, the most unscientific things which is going around in the entire social media. And that's why I would say young people are very, very vulnerable, because they naturally their self-esteem is still developing. Emotionally, they're not strong. So what they do is at one end they're getting barraged with this fat shaming. At the other end, they are subjected to even more erroneous, wrong information coming from unqualified people. And this is the tragedy which happens.
And it's not just young people or citizens like us. In fact, we have some graphics on a screen that show about how celebrities have followed fat diets and they've lost. But since you mentioned about this low calorie diet, I want to ask you an important question, because everybody follows low calorie. You said eat less and low calorie is a wrong concept. But eat right and low calorie, is that the right concept?
No, calorie concept is wrong, because the calorie concept is not based on human metabolism. It is
Okay.
based on steam engines. It is based on, if you really go back to the history of how this word came up, it came up because the calorie verse was attached to how steam engines are powered by burning coal, and the calorie concept came from there. Unfortunately, it got pasted into human nutrition, which has nothing to do with calories. Human nutrition is metabolism, where food is actually disassembled and made into its constituent parts of amino acids, of essential fatty acids, of glucose, and then it is
Hmm.
restructured into human cells. So if one has to lose
Hmm.
excessive fat, I'm not saying fat because some fat is very important, excessive fat, the person has to be trained
Hmm.
to eat right. Now the problem is, we have a lot of patients over the years, 25 years we only deal with obesity, and we struggle to teach people that please stop counting calories, please start eating right, because what people do is zero sugar beverages, sugar free chocolates, low sugar this, low calorie this. Now, what they are actually focusing on is the wrong benchmark. What they have to focus on is, how do I eat right? How do I improve my metabolism? How do I get my liver to perform better? And that happens when you're eating all the foods which are healthy for you. So, in today's obesogenic environment, I'll tell you what these teenagers do. They want to eat that pizza, they want to eat that burger, they want to eat that chocolate, and they want to eat all the processed food. So what they do is they eat that and they eat nothing else. So they're counting that, okay, I've eaten this. Now my quota is over. Now I won't eat food. So what is happening is malnutrition. So malnutrition means bad nutrition. So their skin is bad, their hair is falling,
No,
their
it's such an important point.